Hello everybody, welcome to Ball and Burgers! I watched Mikey's last episode, as you so call it, or video, and I was very intrigued by it. And he thought that I was going to be salty by this video, him not necessarily bashing Generation 1 Pokemon, but just saying all the reasons why he doesn't really like it. And I'm not really salty about it because I'm kind of like the same way with him in some of the things. My favorite is Generation 2. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Just because I think the storyline is a lot better. Like the Team Rocket it's returning, so some people are like, oh, it's Team Rocket again, like whatever. I like that it's Team Rocket, and they go deeper into it, and because they're supposed to be disbanded or something like that, but then they come back. I don't know. I really enjoy the second gen, and I really like the innovations that they put in there. That's the first time that they really like had color. You want to say? So I don't know. I enjoyed it, and the new Pokemon were great. And then they also added, some of the original Pokemon and the second generation Pokemon, which is cool. And then they added the new mechanic of light and day, like day and night. I thought that was really cool. I really like that. I don't know. I really enjoyed that series. That was my favorite series. I can remember all the gyms. You have the first gym is Faulkner. I don't. It was like Faulkner, something like that. The second gym was Bugsy. He's the bug gym. Number 3 was Whitney, the normal gym. Number 4 was Monty, the ghost gym. And then number 5 was the fighting gym. I can't remember his name. Number 6 was at Olivine, and I forgot her name. Was it Olivia? I think it was Olivia. And she was Steel. That's when they first introduced Steel, was Generation 2. And then number 7 was the Ice gym. I can't remember his name, but he was an old dude. He had a little cane. And then number 8 was the Dragon. I can't remember her name either. I can remember the very beginning ones because playing through, you always fight them, constantly fight them. Even if you got like halfway through the game, you would still face like the first 4 gym leaders. After the 4th gym leader, that's kind of when I forget I know the order of them, but I always kind of like forget like, oh, what's their names again? I don't really remember because those gyms weren't really memorable in my opinion. The first 4 were probably just the easiest to remember. Anyway, I'm moving on from that, and I have been just looking around, and I watched Star Wars Battlefront came out, right? And I just watched kind of like somewhat of a review, and it said things to know before you buy. And I was watching this YouTube, and they said that it's a great game, but it's not worth $60 in that person's opinion. And from listening to what he says, I kind of agree with him. And let me tell you why. Star Wars, these same things that Mikey has been saying, he's been telling me since day one, the reason why he's not getting it, there is no campaign, nothing, zero, zip, zilch, nada. And that's what I loved from Battlefront 2, was just the campaign in Battlefront 2 was awesome. It went along a storyline and everything like that. It was great. And this one, there's nothing. They have single-player missions kind of things, but it's not a campaign. So that kind of bums me out a lot. And then there's only 4 planets, 4 worlds that you can go to. And that's frustrating as well. Like, really? And don't get me wrong, the game looks amazing. It looks beautiful. The planets look realistic, like super beautiful. But could they have done like less detail on the planets and given you more planets and possibly more modes to play in? That's the big question. I mean, could they? Yes, they could have, but did they? No. I mean, but the game looks beautiful at the same time. It's a balance. So I'm not gonna get it, and plus I don't have a lot of money. But when the game reduces in price, like when it goes to $40, maybe I'll buy it. And then the DLC will probably be out as well, so who knows? And then again, maybe EA, the developers of it, will realize what they did wrong in this one, and they're gonna make. Hopefully, they're gonna franchise this and make multiple games of Star Wars Battlefront. Let's hope. And so this is the first run at it. So maybe now for the next ones, they'll actually know what to do and know what the people want. Something that I want to talk about today, other than the games and stuff like that, is I want to talk about like arts and crafts. I know you're like, what? What is it? What? But I was at a program the other night, and we made some cool things, some cool ass things. Let me get them and show you. The first thing that we did was like, I don't know what you want to call it, string designs or things like that. So this is what it is. This is a cork board, and then these are all a bunch of like push pins. I think that's what you call them, push pins. That's what I call them. And then you take the string and you do them all around. If you can't tell, it's the USA. And then I did red, white, and blue string, and then just do it in between. I really like it. I love it. I think it's badass looking. The other thing is that I don't have with me. I don't have it with me. It's drying at the office, but it is a. Oh, I could have brought it with me and put it. Okay, never mind. Anyway, it is like a stained glass picture. So the way that is you buy like a picture frame or whatever, and then on the inside of the glass you put an image of whatever you want. And then what you do is you take the outline, like it's there, and then on the other side, like on the outside side where the frame is, you take black puffy paint and you go through the outline on the glass. You go on the outline on the glass, and then what you do is after that's done drying, is then you mix like a drop of paint with like a drop of glue. You mix that together, and then you paint it. And then it gives you like the transparency, like a stained glass, like a stain, like something you would see in church or something like that. And I think it looks cool. And I had a lot of like debate on what character or thing I was gonna do. I had no idea. There were so many great options at the program that I could have chose. They had Spider-Man, they had Pokemon, they had Mario, they had Wolverine. They had some cool things that I'm like really into, but I could only make one at the program. But I definitely think when I go to the store, I'm going to try and buy some frames and do this, like do more things, because I think it looks really cool. It turns out really cool. And I can show you the one that I originally started doing and then I broke. Let me show you. Hold on. All right, here it is. Here it is. I don't know if you can see, but there's a giant crack. Oh, there you go. You can see it. It's spiderwebbed a little bit. I had it in my backpack, and I forgot that I had it in my backpack, and I sat down and then leaned up against the wall, and I just heard, like, I just felt like I was like, there's pressure, and then all of a sudden, like, clunk, and then I, like, leaned further back, and I was like, oh, snap! And I looked in, and I saw that it had spider. I completely forgot it was in my backpack. But yeah, this is what I was going to do. I was going to do a paper Luigi. So I think it looks pretty sweet. I love this thing. This thing is badass looking in my opinion. So I went into the office or a office to redo it, and they didn't have any big frames like this. They had a smaller frame. So I tried doing it on the smaller frame. I don't think it looks as good as this just because it's a lot harder, because the puffy paint, as you can see, sometimes it comes out really thick. And then it was just a smaller image. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll do that. And if I don't like it, I'll just buy a bigger frame like this and redo this. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm really upset about this. I'm really pissed because I felt like I did a really good job with the puffy paint. It looks really good. Damn. It sucks. So as you can see that I chose to do Luigi. He's probably one of my favorite characters from Mario. And maybe just of all time. Just overall my favorite characters. There's one other person that I really like, but again, he's like second. So my number one character of all time that I love is Luigi. So he has some great games. He's always with Mario. He's a brother. I have brothers. I can relate. He's tall, skinny like me. He's kind of afraid of things, but I mean, he's just a combination of people. Like, if you were to face a giant, like, turtle breathing fire with spikes on its back, I'm pretty sure everybody would run. Okay? So Luigi's just being like a normal human being. Mario's the crazy one. Anyway, he's just, and then he also, like, I always choose him in any Mario game that you can choose. In Mario Tennis, I love him. In Mario Kart, I always pick him. Smash Bros, I love him in Smash Bros. He has great moves in Smash Bros, for my opinion. I just love Luigi. And then my second pick for favorite all-time character, video game character, would have to be Cole McGrath. And some of you may not know him. He is from the game series Infamous. He's in Infamous 1 and 2. And those games, I absolutely love those games. And I love Cole just because he's like, I mean, essentially you get to put your own beliefs onto him. Because in those games you can choose two different paths. You can be good or you can be evil. And like there's a lot of choices that are given to him. And it's like, oh, what do I choose? Like, either one could, like, is good for one or the other person, you know what I mean? So I really like him, and because his powers are just badass. He can, like, shoot lightning. He is in control of, like, electricity / lightning, and I've always, ever since a little kid, been fascinated by that. Like, if I had a superpower, like, I would love to be able to shoot lightning from my hands or be able to control electricity. That would be fantastic. So I'm going to wrap up my video today, and Jake and Mikey, that is my question for y'all, is what is your favorite, like, game character? Number one favorite game character, no matter what. It could be from one game, it could be from a series of games. What's your number one game character? With that, I'm signing off, and I hope you guys have a great Thursday.